Hi, I'm Skip Kendall. I spent over 20 years on the PGA Tour and developed one of the best short games in the world. Now I'm coaching, and I'm excited to tell you about a trainer that I just came across. It's called the PUR Truth Trainer and Prepare, and it's one of the best things that I've come across in a long time. It really helps my section 1 of my putting system called block practice because it's an all-in-one. That's what I love about it, and I'm going to show you about it all today. All right, I have Gunnar Green with me here. Gunnar, we've been working together now for probably a couple of years, I think.
Yep,
right before
like 2 years.
We started kind of a newbie, to the game. You kind of started late. I have the privilege of knowing your father, Damon Green, who has been someone that is a great player himself, caddying on the PGA Tour for Scott Hoke, Zach Johnson, among other great players, and has done really well out there being a caddy, and he's one of the best caddies that has ever been out there. So it's amazing to me when people think that they're aligned square to where they actually want to hit the putt with their putter. Just the slightest opening or closing of the putter is going to make a huge difference on getting your ball started online. The great thing about this trainer is that you have this ball pad, number one, where you can use the back of the ball pad to line your face up square and flush against that. You know for sure that your putter is lined up perfectly. Or you also have the blue line. If you have a sight line on your putter, Gunnar happens to have this white line right here. He wouldn't be able to see, if he's lining up perfectly, he wouldn't be able to see that white line because the blue string mask that blue line. You cannot see it. So there's two ways that this Truth Trainer lines up your putter, so you know and have all the confidence in the world that it's perfect and it's you're aligned perfectly. In this instance, I'm going to have Gunnar here actually turn his putter, let's say 1 degree open. So if this ball pad wasn't here, you would not be able to see that. So I can tell that his putter right now by his sight line, but if he's looking straight down, he can actually see that his putter is not flush to the ball pad itself. So you would be able to tell that your putter is open, even the very slightest. Everything makes just the slightest difference can be a missed putt. So now you're making sure, Gunnar would be sure that his putter is now aligned if you're flush to that ball pad. Just that slight movement of 1 degree open is going to cause the ball to miss to the right. So it's a great thing, great tool to have here. This ball pad is awesome. The ball pad where you set the ball down to every time, we can actually make this more challenging or less challenging for a beginner. So we would put the ball pad a little bit closer to the front gates to make it a little bit less challenging. And as we move the ball pad back, it gets a little bit more challenging. There's a bigger space between that and the gates, so it gets a little more challenging. So, Gunnar, I'm going to move the ball pad back just a little bit further.
All right.
I know you got it through on the first one, no problem. But we're going to move it back so it's about halfway in the trainer itself. Now, to get it through those gates, he's got about a 1.5 foot or so. It's going to be a little bit more challenging for him. So Gunnar and I did work together yesterday, and one of the things that we worked on, one of the things that he might have been struggling with a little bit was actually lining. You just started actually putting a line on your golf ball.
Yeah.
Which you said actually has really helped.
Yeah, it's really helped.
But one of the things you were struggling with yesterday was lining your putter up to the line on the golf ball. You felt like it was a little bit off. When it was on, you said, "Oh my God, I can make it every time." Right?
Yeah.
But I think this is a great tool right here to make sure that everything's lined up correctly. First of all, on the ball pad, you shouldn't be able to see the line on your ball.
Yeah.
But also on the back, your sight lines on your putter.
Yeah.
You know that they're lined up perfectly when you don't see those, by the strings here. Yep. So this is a great tool for that.
Yep.
And it got really good yesterday because of this device. I know you were struggling a little bit with that, and now I know it's like from back here, it's spot on.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels way better now.
It's perfect right there. Also, this ball pad is a great thing here. There's a lot of people, when they first get in here, they actually hit the ball pad. Not a good thing. That means that you're actually hitting down on the ball. Your arc is going way up too high, and it's coming straight down, and it actually hits this ball pad. Not a good thing. You should not hit that ball pad at all. So you know automatically that the putter is coming up way too high. So Gunnar, go ahead. I know it's lined up perfectly square. But go ahead and make a stroke to where you actually hit down and hit that ball pad before you hit the ball. So obviously you saw his putter hit the back of the ball pad there. It moved. The ball actually rolled pretty well and went in the hole, but not a good stroke, not what you want to be doing. It actually pushes the ball down into the ground. So that's just another thing that this Truth Trainer does. If you're hitting the back of that ball pad, you know that something is going on in your stroke. The putter's coming way up too high, coming straight down on it, and you're pushing the ball into the ground, which is not something you want to do on your stroke. So we went from starting from right here, which would be a much easier, shorter distance to the gates to get it through the truth gates. Now, if we move it back, there's a much bigger length here to get it through the gates, which makes it much more difficult to get it through those truth gates.